Some would say 1.4 litres is only really suitable for a shopping trolley, but not with Rally First.
And we're here with John Goff, who's the proprietor of the Rally School. So John, tell us a little bit about how Rally First got started.
It was the BTRDA's concept maybe just over 12 months ago. They saw something in the market where we needed to encourage young drivers to come to us and find ways of getting people back into the sport. The numbers have been dropping in the last few years, and Rally First ticks all the boxes in my opinion.
And how did you come on board?
Well, I've been hiring cars and competing on the BTRDA for many years, and obviously running the school, and we get a lot of people coming to us asking us about how they get into the sport and things like that. So our hiring vehicles for the BTRDA over the last few years, as soon as the Rally First come along, it seems a natural thing to actually get into. It's affordable. If rallying can be affordable, it's the way to actually encourage people to come and join us.
So is the concept this is showroom cars going rallying?
Well, that's it. Showroom cars. What is a showroom car nowadays? That's been a topic for many years. Showroom cars. Reality, it's not quite showroom cars, but it's as close as you can actually get. Probably the cars need something like, I don't know, about £4,000 spending on them from being a standard car with all the safety equipment, and then off you go, and you can go rallying.
So the main idea is that you spend the money on the safety, and the car, the engine, gearboxes, transmissions, brakes, etc. stay pretty standard.
That's exactly it. The idea being is that if you've got all the safety equipment to get the MSA logbook and things, the sport then can be done with relatively standard components. The cars have been, this year in its inaugural year, have been mega reliable. They haven't had any trouble at all running fairly standard equipment on them. So the sport can be done, and some of the giant killing acts some of these young lads have done with these cars this year, they've proved that they can actually go out there and compete at a fairly high level with a very low budget car.
And is there a particular car that's well worth having in this series?
We've got a whole fleet of different things we're building and getting into. I don't think there is. I think there's a lot of cars out there that tick all the boxes. I think it's all down to a little bit of engineering and how you put them together. Also, the drivers are, without doubt, the fact that if you're working on a car with sort of, say, 75 to 100 brake horsepower, it's still going to be the driver at the end of the day. Some of our little 75 brake horsepower micras, which are the lower end of the brake horsepower, they've still won rounds this year. But then again, we've come along then with 100 brake horsepower, and that's won as well. So, you know, it's capable of, I think it's down to the driver and the way you screw them together, but somewhere in that window of 75 to 100 brake, anybody's capable of getting the result.
We're with Dave Bennett, who's won the Rally First 1400 class this year. So a great year for you.
Yeah, fantastic, thank you. We've had a really good year. We started off doing the North Humberside, not really knowing what to expect. We did okay on that, but we had a bit of an off. But that really gave us a bit of impetus to go forward and really take it on. And we've had a great year, and it's just gone from there basically. And we've had a couple of really good results, which ended up in the championship win. So really pleased.
And what brought you to the formula?
I prepared the car for endurance rallying, and we did a couple of them, and some of the navigation elements and the test-like nature didn't really suit my driving style, shall we say. I was looking for a bit more momentum, and the Rally First class came along, and it was a great opportunity to get out on the stages in a relatively standard car, which, you know, you can go out and compete in a class where you're competitive. If you go out and against the guys with the diffs in and everything else, you'd be really struggling. So that's really what appealed to me, was the fact that you could go out and compete on some of the best rallies in the UK.
And have the running costs increased greatly?
You know, we've done it on a very tight budget this year, and we've done it ourselves. There's been nobody else sort of backing us or supporting us. So apart from working out my mate's shed on my car and sourcing all the bits, we've done it off our own back, so that's particularly pleasing.
And you're planning on being back next year?
Certainly are, because we've won free entries to every round next year, so it's a chance to maybe to recoup some costs, although I doubt it somehow. But yeah, no, I'll be back for sure next year.
And we're with Roy Gravestock, competitor. How did you get involved, Roy?
Well, I've been competing for over 30 years now, and now retired, not too much money to spend, so I wanted a form of motorsport where I could go out and compete without spending too much money. And Rally First was introduced in 2008 and it fitted the bill perfectly. Previously I've been doing endurance rallying. The car was prepared almost exactly to the right spec, so the car was ready, I was ready, so Rally First, here we come.
And how big a change has it been from Enduro?
You have to wear a helmet and things, which is rather strange, going back to doing that again. But in terms of the atmosphere in the class, I think they're very similar. Endurance had a terrific atmosphere amongst the competitors, as does Rally First. It's competitive, there's a mixture of young and old and medium. It's a lot of fun.
So with Mike Broad, who's president of the BTRDA, first year of Rally First, how's it gone?
I think it's been a tremendous success. It was something that we've been thinking about within the BTRDA for a couple of years now, and pushed the button, as it were, without really knowing how many would turn up. And I think we've actually come upon the right time to do this, because rallying is always expensive, but this is the affordable end of rallying. And with credit crunch hitting hard, I think we need young people coming into the sport. We need affordable rally cars, so we're going to try and keep them as standard as possible. And the lovely thing this year is it's been fun. They've been together, 8, 10, 12 people on every round, and the reliability has surprised us, amazingly enough. They've been hard driven, but every single car's finished, which is astounding, really. So, and today's great. We're really pushing the boat out now. We think we could probably get 15 to 20 on every rally next year, and 30, 35 people turned up today is a good omen for next year.
And are there going to be any changes to the regulations for next year?
Not major ones, no. Don't need it. We're keeping the cars as standard as possible. So the affordable Nissan Micras, the Lupos, these type of cars, small cars that you can get quite cheaply. So that was the first thing. We needed to keep that type of cost down. It's interesting that we've also got some people that did it in 2008 that have got experience, like Alistair Sutherland, for instance, and that gave us. He really was the hare, and we've seen people arrive to do Rally First with no experience whatsoever. By the end of the year, they're not far off him. So they've learned we needed somebody like that. We didn't realise we did. So hopefully we're going to convince Alistair to go have another year. He's enjoyed himself.
So the future look bright for it then?
Yeah, I'm really exciting. I know we're all doom, gloom and despondency in the country at the moment, but on this particular class, I think yes, I'm really looking forward to next year now.
We're with Alistair Sutherland, who's won the 1000cc class of Rally First this year. So a successful year, Alistair.
Oh, it's been a very good year for us. The car has been very reliable. It's very frugal on tyres. It's a great formula, especially for people starting out in rallying. It's very affordable and it's lots of fun.
And what brought you to Rally First?
Rally First really came via Formula 1000, which is a championship run by Tristan Dodd to encourage standard 1 litre cars, and this is a 1 litre Micra. And this year the BTRDA have started up something very similar, which is Rally First, and they got a 1.4 litre class and a 1 litre class. So I'm actually Formula 1000 1 litre champion and Rally First 1 litre champion, so I managed to do both, and it's been a good year, lots of fun. And Jill Cotton, my co-driver, has never missed a note, and I've tried not to put a foot wrong driving, so it's gone very well.
So you find that the running costs are a lot better than some rally formulas?
Well, the running costs are very, very negligible. You know, a set of tyres, 6 tyres, will last the season. It doesn't use much fuel. Spare parts are readily available. However, the car has not broken down once. We've done 8 rallies and it hasn't missed a beat. It's exciting up down the hills. It's not so exciting up the hills, obviously, but you try and make up for the excitement by going downhill as fast as you can. But it's a great formula, and I recommend it to anybody who who wants to come into rallying at a lower level, it's the way forward.